Hi guys, I'm ExactChaos and welcome back to another episode of Workers and Resources. This is realistic mode. There was an awesome comment in between episodes, or from past the last episode, where it was basically said I said I'm not going to do any kind of beautification and landscaping, and then I end up building monuments throughout the entire episode. I love that comment, loved it. So anyway, please do leave your comments as you go. I do find it fun and enjoyable, and I do read them all. If I don't respond, I do read them all. A few other comments around setting our loyalty limits for secret police, for instance. We would like them to be kind of at least like at the 30% mark, so hopefully we can achieve that. For police, I believe as well. Judges, we can't do it, but for police, can we do it? Oh, we cannot. But in the schools, we have set that, so hopefully that's going to start improving our loyalty. Yeah. So hopefully we'll start getting people become more loyal over time. Also, prisoner guard loyalty should be set up a little bit higher. So let's get that up to about the 50% mark. I do wonder if that actually encourages people to do to become more loyal if they can't find a job otherwise. But I doubt it would be the case, as then they can just stay home. We do have everything I think that we need. We've got a fair bit of room for additional people to come in, and we can start constructing yet another building over here. We have our gravel mines up and running, and this is going to finish in just a minute, and then we can start our construction of the gravel processing plant, which will take a fair bit of steel, to be honest. Steel that we don't have necessarily readily available, but we do have a fair bit of steel available. I did set these up for construction, by the way. Let's just have a quick look to make sure. Is that not... there we go. I have assigned work over here, so hopefully we can get that to go. There's a fair bit of stuff available here, so hopefully they'll get those little sections graveled up before long. What I can do, of course, is up the priority here a little bit. I can certainly do that. So as we go through, we can up that priority just a little bit and get that done a little quicker. There's been some comments around the use of workers. Obviously, none of our stuff is ideal and optimized at this point in time. We're just trying to reduce the cost that we're doing. We've got plenty of workmen work time that goes or worker time that doesn't necessarily go in the right direction, or that we lose over time. But that's kind of it. So we're still at a government loyalty of 34%. So hopefully we can bring that up, and we'll get our efficiencies on a lot of stuff up over time as well. Now, we do need to have a very close look on this this money over here. I wouldn't be a fan of going and getting yet another round of loans. I really thought that loan would see us out, but I thought our income from exports will kind of balance things out a little bit, and they're not too bad, to be honest. April, May is looking much healthier, so it's not too bad. But as has been pointed out in numerous comments, that one of the best industries to use is in fact the clothing industry. So what I was kind of wondering is, do we build maximum clothes production? What does the normal one do? The normal one does about 1.2 tons of clothes per day, but it requires 80 workers to do so, which is not something we can do. Is there anything? Whoa, that's a super large one. So we could look at something like maybe a rural clothing factory. And what we can then do is import fabric. So is that double? Yeah, that is double. So that the ratio is about right. Environmental pollution is almost non-existent, so we could have people actually walking to it. This one has a little bit more. What does the heating plant have, for instance? Let's just have a double check at what the heating plant actually produces. The small heating plant, this one, produces 7 tons. The large one produces 26 tons. That's enormous. And if we go to the electricity production over here, the coal power plant, there's a lot of pollution happening from there. So really, I think we'll be okay by putting a little a little clothing factory in here. And maybe that's exactly what we'll do. We'll start producing a little bit of clothing. So let's quickly have a look. Everything is kind of running. I'm hoping we can get these things done in the meantime. But let's have a quick look at what the prices would be. So if we import fabric, that's about 500 per ton. And then if we export clothing, it's about three times the cost ratio. So potentially that is something that is quite useful. The other thing we could, of course, also look at is mechanical components. So selling mechanical components from the steel we've got, it's not going to be that good, though. That good. Mechanical components is a pretty easy one for us to do if we've got steel available. But of course, our steel isn't quite great. So maybe the fabric into clothing component is what we do. So let's have a quick look here. If we go here, clothes factory. Again, I don't want to build the biggest one. I want to actually save. I want to actually do a pretty minor one, just to have a little bit of an additional income for some of the workers we have available, even though our unemployment is nowhere near where we would like to see it. Government loyalty is still at 34%. Okay, but I think that's going to be okay. It's not going to cost us too much to build it. So a rural textiles. Oh, hang on. There's some other. Oh, these are fabric factories. Yeah, okay. I don't want to necessarily do fabric at the moment because fabric needs crops, water, chemicals. So yeah, really clothing is pretty good because it doesn't even need water. Interesting. Anyway, that seems to be quite a logical one for us to do. There's nothing like in the middle here, but anyway, 20 workers is about as much as we would be able to spare anyway. So the kind of thing that I'm thinking, okay, let's just move around and see where we're going to place that. Now, we could do it somewhere like this. It will have access to power and all kinds of stuff. It's going to generate a little bit of pollution, and maybe that's not ideal for us to do. Alternatively, we could look at squeezing it in. Well, we won't be able to use some of the other facilities, though. I don't want it right up against it, but I don't want it too far so that they can't walk there. So potentially what we could do is we could see about putting it in here somewhere. Actually, if we do this right over here, it's going to have power, it's going to have water, it's going to have all those connections. We can use the other connections and we can produce, and we can have an access point there. So I'm kind of thinking something like this, and then we'll get a walking connection to this side, and that should be more than sufficient. So I'll do something like that, and we'll get ourselves that connection up and running. Of course, we need to expand our road up here. I'm kind of tempted to potentially do a little something like that. Right, if we do this, for instance, hang on, let's do that. Okay, and we'll make it a little nicer by doing, say, something like this, okay? And then we will I want to make sure we straighten it off of this thing. Let's do that, and then we'll honestly, oh my goodness. Okay, well, let's clear that out then, and we'll just see about reconnecting it from there. So we'll do something like that. I will go ahead and start that construction over there. So let's start that construction and see about getting that done. At the same time, we can also do the paths. I can open this thing up so I can see my stuff again. So if we go to 9, we can start building a path through there, which I think is going to be quite useful. And then we'll maybe do a little something like this and get our path to go around here. And we'll tie that one in over there. So we'll go ahead and what did I do? Oh, yes, we need to do that and that. We'll start building those things. So we'll at least get a few paths up in place, and then we can, at a later stage, use those factory connections at the other side and see how that goes. Have we done this? This is still, we need dumpers, we need workers, and I know maybe not the most effective, but yeah, dumpers and workers is going to be okay because it can't get a mechanism, I believe. And dumpers and workers yet again will be okay because we can't get a mechanism over here. And hopefully these are holding. Yeah, they're still holding, so it's not the end of the world. And these are the dumpers coming in. I won't start construction on this yet because it's going to cost us a fair bit. Maybe what we'll do is we'll get this construction going on first. So that's roads and paths, please. I believe we don't need any other things here. And this, let's just get potentially roads 2 involved over there and see how that goes. So that should get those things built fairly reasonably quickly. I did start working on these paths so that people can have slightly easier access into this direction, but it doesn't seem that they're using that. They're more coming around this area over here. Now we're starting to see a slightly, due to no workplace, excellent. So 25 workers due to no workplace, meaning that they will potentially be able to go and work in our new clothing factory. Are we seeing some government loyalty increases? Not quite yet. This is underway in terms of construction, so we should have a better university coming through. And I do believe our workers is coming up. Look at that, 51 births, 5 immigrants. Hang on, what does that mean? How on earth did we get 5 immigrants? Oh, you know what? I think I did get 5 educated ones. Yeah, that's it. I think I brought in 5 educated ones in here. Or was it over here? Oh, yes. I think in between episodes, I did have a little bit of a look. I think I brought in 5 educated ones over here because it does give a bit of a jump to the loyalty. So I'll unpause so we can keep going. So if we have another look at loyalty, which is over here, right? These are extremely low, but the ones with more education seems to drive it up a little bit. And so these... See, no education, no kind of degree education. It's a bit of an issue. So as they get a little bit more educated. And so I think another component is building this larger university. This one kind of held us over just at the start, just to make sure that we had a little bit coming through here. Do I need to drop that a little bit? Am I struggling with party officials being able to work there? Yes, there we go. At least now we can get a few more people through there. That does become an enormous issue for us, I think. Hopefully these things get built. These, I think, are ready to go. We just need a few workers out here to come and finish them off. So they've got the gravel. We just need to get the workers out there. And they should get out there. And we do have a prison bus running workers this way. So we seem to have a fairly constant supply of workers in here. 55 workers. Building is without drinking water. Hang on. Something that I have not noticed is that. So let's have a quick look here. It doesn't actually reach all the way that way. Now, does this guy... there we go. If I do that, I think these guys will go and collect. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so these guys will go and do the thing over there. Yeah, so I'm not going to necessarily build the infrastructure just yet. Just get the trucks to go and drop some water off at drop some water off at the steel mill. Yeah, so people don't die or get really sick by working there. But yeah, we should still be seeing exports. Are we seeing exports or not? Do we have a load of steel on its way? Where did all my steel go? I don't think we built... Oh, this guy might have taken... Yeah. This guy took a big chunk of steel. So that's underway. I will speed things up a little bit now. Now that we've kind of talked through what we're doing, I'm hoping if we start selling off some clothes, and potentially stop buying clothes, we'll see a little bit of a better situation going there. So what is actually being dropped off over here? Who's doing this work? Oh, Roads 2 is also doing it. Okay, good. Yeah, no, I think we're doing... At least these little paths are coming along at a reasonable pace, and it would be good if we had our own gravel to use that. But anyway, we don't have that. This guy, only about 6 prisoners here. 3 prisoners escaped this year. What? That's not that's not good. Our security is high. Is it because... Oh, okay, hang on. Let's drop our government loyalty just a little bit over here to see if we can't get... Let's do it down to 30%. I'm really worried that if we can't have a warders, which I think is, I don't know, that warders? Is that the right term? If we don't have that, our security might be dropping down. Yeah. Here we go. Oh, and that's where a lot of our unemployment came from, I think. Government loyalty. Anyway, hopefully we won't see more escapes. Examined last year. We'll see the next one round. Government loyalty of 30. What's going on over here? 35. Hopefully that's smoothing things up a little bit. Can we up our students to at least 30 and see if that helps us a little bit? This is underway here, the construction. We do need more concrete, we do need more steel, but luckily it's only the last bits of steel. Then we should hopefully see quite a big jump in what we can actually achieve there. Some imports last, yeah. Well, we're not spending that much, about 20,000. If we can keep it at around 20,000 a month, that would be much better. It seems a little bit more interesting that we're doing this over here. We could ultimately do another additional path that runs something through that way. We think that's worth our while. But I think as it is, it's probably about good enough. Secret police is the only one on this major corridor down here. That one is done, so I can probably assign roads and paths over here to come and work on that one. Did we finish off these two? Excellent, that finished off. So these are all good now. This one is for some reason. Okay. Well, let's get roads and paths to come and work on this one. Just so it's not an important component, but we'll see about finishing it off, getting it done, and the likes. Okay, we're out of steel. Building doesn't have drinking water, so we should have. Oh, sorry about that. We should have drinking water being delivered, right? Let's have a look. Yeah, the truck isn't here, so drinking water should be on the way. Oh yes, this thing. Yeah, there's drinking water getting a fill up over there. Yeah, we need. This is going to be a challenge for us, guys. This one is going to be a substantial challenge for us. Any further exports? We must have exported some sewage or something. Yeah. So anyway, that we do need to find better ways to import stuff. Yeah, this is going to be okay. We will have a pretty reasonable walkable connection to these buildings over here, and we can potentially start work on something else. We do still have room for more people, so we don't necessarily have to start building just yet, but fairly soon we will have to do that. We're still at a government loyalty of 34%. Happiness is, other than the loyalty, happiness is not bad. We've got good sports enjoyment, good culture enjoyment, good clothing quality. Alcohol addiction is quite low. Religion sympathy is quite low. So apart from government loyalty, I'm not too worried about this. Our health is looking absolutely good. Everybody's got food. Sports enjoyment could be a little bit higher. We may have at some point the need for additional sporting facilities over here, something like that potentially. Dumpers and roads and paths. Excellent. This is almost done. We're really quick with the road infrastructure at the moment. I have popped a few more trees through here. Just to make it look a little nicer. Again, not going to do a lot of landscaping, but just we want to make it look like a reasonable little town, you know. Okay, so that's the clothing factory. Look, we're trying to get a bit of a source of income. Oh, that was done pretty quickly as well. We could start work here, but it requires a lot of steel to do that. So I'm going to be a little cautious in that regard. I'd rather just get our steel production up. And if we can continue to do some steel exports, that's going to be a good. And then we just need to, I think we're pretty good on all of our requirements. Oh, that went up to 78%. Did we go up? Government loyalty? No, we did not. I wish I could get a bit more detail on government loyalty. Well, not a bit more. I just kind of figure things out a little bit. Oh, this one is not going to get a mechanism, so I need to get some workers to come over here to bring those in. Oh, look at this. Look at this. We're practically done, and now we're going to start construction over here. I do like how quickly we are able to build some of our things here, especially these road infrastructure components. This guy, full complement of workers, excellent. Excellent. So 30% loyalty seems to be a reasonable number. Now, let's get cracking on the construction over here. We need concrete and components. We need workers. We need cranes and materials. And let's get dumpers in there too. I'm not sure if we need them, but we'll get everything in there to get started on that construction. That construction should not be too costly. Only 2.5 tons of steel, which at the moment is it's a costly endeavor for us. But we're holding that number fairly well. I do want to see more exports though. I should get that one done, no problem. Look at this, multiple loads of workers, and that's the comment. That's what that comment was all about, is saying that, guys, you're spending so much stuff on so much workers, wasting so many workers on little path sections, and the idea was to build another construction office that only has little small buses to drop off workers there. Now, workers is coming in here, so potentially, let's throw that one out, and let's just get our materials over here. We can get our materials in. That should work quite well. Oh, this is done. Oh, there we go. Okay, let's trim this down a little bit. We don't need as many, and let's up our loyalty numbers here a little bit. And yeah, so let's up our loyalty numbers here, and we'll also up our loyalty numbers here a little bit more. So hopefully, this means we're gonna get people. Let's see if we can't go up to, if we can go up to a 40%. Maybe that's going to be quite helpful. How many did this guy do? 4, but there's 9 in the auditorium. Okay. Anyway, now we're going to get, I think we're going to get that education level up a little bit more quickly at least. I'm glad we've got that built in there now. Let's see what's going on over here. Still 34% on that loyalty. Okay, construction over here should be underway. Excellent. We should still see some. You know what? It's missing roads and paths. If we got the roads and paths to come over here, there'll be some equipment that comes. So I'm kind of forgetting what I do need to reset that up at some point and get that to work a little bit better. We'll set that up, and then we'll start running a little bit of exports there. Hopefully that can help stabilize this number a little bit in the interim, and of course it'll stop us from importing much more of this. Wow, there's a lot of clothing there that costs a lot of money. But anyway, we'll import, we'll take it there if that number, I don't know, we'll see what it does. I'm happy that's done. We do need to do some research at some point, but at the moment I'm going to be too fussed with that. If we can just slowly need to get that government loyalty up a little bit more. These things feel like they're making no difference whatsoever. That's been done. So now we're waiting on the bricks, boards, and steel, which should make its way over here. We should have the steel available, ready to go, and we should see some steel exports going as well at some point. Yep, there was another load of steel exports that's gone out, and yeah, we're constantly seeing at about the 20,000 ruble mark. Per month is what it's costing us to run this, so we do need to bump that up, and we don't have too much active construction going on just yet. But other than that, people are quite happy. Due to small child, actually, it's an interesting one. So are people here not sending their children? I mean, children should be able to get there. So this one doesn't have access. So what we can do is we can start work on the paths over here. So if we go 9 and get ourselves a bit of a path going, and I'm kind of tempted to do a little something like this, because that seems to be quite direct. And then we'll do something like that, and we'll do straight in there. So let's go ahead and get that set up. And what we'll do is dumpers will come this way. And then what we'll do is we'll add, is it roads 2? We'll get roads 2 to come and work on it. Yeah, so dumpers, roads 2, dumpers. Oh, they're all actually assigning dumpers and the roads 2. So that should get that section done. They can all get a mechanism to sort that out. And then once that's built, we'll start working on this one and see how that goes. Have we started dropping stuff off? Yeah, absolutely. So we're missing boards. If we had boards, we could get quicker construction. I'm assuming this guy. Oh, there comes our boards, and I think that's the other bricks. I'm still worried that this takes a long time. We do need to get things better. Oh, there have been some comments that this isn't well designed. Fully agree. I did this side a little bit wrong, but we'll redo it. This is only for a bit of a placeholder at the moment, so I've got some kind of idea of the kind of thing that I want in here, so don't go and build something on top of it by accident, for instance. That's really the issue there. Okay, there comes our boards. The construction should now be underway, and I'm assuming there's a crane coming. Yeah, there comes 2 cranes actually. So this thing will be built really quickly. Then we'll set up some fabric imports for it and also export. So if we go and have a look at our distribution offices, do we still have free distribution offices available? Count 4 or 5. So what I'm thinking is I'm going to pop one in here. It's going to be a temporary one. I have built a pretty large distribution office over there. Right, I could make use of this distribution office. Okay, by effectively saying, yeah, but yeah, okay, so let's, oh, it's done? My goodness. Okay. Now let's get this sorted out pretty quickly. So let's bring in some. So we would like to unload stuff at this side. What we want to buy another vehicle, something that it's going to be a closed hull. These are all working, so I don't want to take any of them away. So let's grab a closed hull that it can move both clothing and fabrics, but potentially a cheaper one. We're not going to run enormous numbers here, so let's get a small and cheap one. 90, that's even smaller. Actually, maybe this is the one. So let's grab that one. Okay, and it's quite quick. Not that we're going to be able to actively do it as quickly as we can. How much are we after here? About 3.7 tons. We would like that to be pretty close to full. 7 tons. Would like that pretty close to full all the time. Multiple trips though, all those kind of things. I do wonder. I do wonder if we've got the right solution there. But anyway, I do like a little bit of a mix of these little trucks. That guy's going to fill up with fuel straight away, and then it's going to come back. And now that it's there, we would like you to... okay, you can go ahead and import anything you want. We would like you to import not clothing. You have to unload this and give us about 90% of it. You can also unload, but I would only like you to unload clothing. And here you would load clothing when the storage is above 20%. Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. Just so that we have at least a ton that's going to go out all the time. Okay, so let's see how that goes. He's going to come. Oh, he's going to straight away go and grab some fabrics. Excellent. Do we have workers over here? We do have workers over here. That's excellent. I'm not going to stop them from getting a max workload so that we can get the maximum amount here. It's a nice little interesting building. It doesn't quite fit the theme, but it's more rural. Yeah, it really doesn't fit the theme, but we'll make it work. We'll make it work. It's just another extra little supply here. I just want us to get that number. So June was about 27,000. Hopefully now we can go up a little bit more. Now the next thing we will start construction on is probably, oh yes, this is still underway. We probably need to start construction over here as well to get another round of people. There's plenty of unemployed people here now. And I'm assuming, 35% government loyalty, it is going up. And I'm assuming our educated workforce is going up as well. Last month, no, it's pretty steady at under 120, really. This month, this year, Yeah, that one, yeah, slow. It's very slow. This is very slow. I think I'm going to start work on construction over here. So let's allocate our teams. Dumpers, roads and paths, concrete, and we should have workers just arriving by themselves. So let's start work on that. Absolutely, here we've got clothing being produced. We would like about 25% of it, really. 20% of 3. Let's make it like 30%. There we go. It's gonna go and grab. How much is it gonna go and grab? I do want to see. Oh no, it's still bringing in stuff. Ooh, gonna run out. It would be awesome if it's actually taking stuff back as well at the same time. So let's, you know what? Let's drop that back down to 20. It would be awesome if it goes back and forth the same little truck and keeps doing that. I would love it. I would love it. Just want to see if that's going to work. So we can also then start getting our clothing from over here. So who's getting clothing? You're taking clothing to a number of different places. So what I'd rather do is stop the clothing task there. Get you over here to not unload. Please don't do that. To load clothing over there up to 0. So that's for our own internal use. Excellent. So we should have fabrics making its way in again. I wonder where our... Oh yeah, this is going to be an issue. This stays a bit of an issue. What's our... Made a little bit of money. Yeah, hopefully we'll start making a little bit more money now. Fabric is missing. Where's our fabric truck? There it comes. Yeah, so it's the delays at the border that's causing us some of these concerns. That obviously occurs more when we've got construction underway, so we just need to be mindful of that. Cranes, paths, concrete, comp, there we go. Any other paths needing building? Okay, we've got that coming in. Did this guy pick up anything? No, unfortunately it's not doing both directions, and I think... Anyway, let's see. I do want to get our very first load out there. This construction is underway. We can now start working on some other construction components. That's just being exported, I think. Yeah, that's just being exported. So that's good. That's good. I think we're getting a little bit more stable now. Hopefully this clothing will help us out a little bit more. Still pretty good at all these things. Government loyalty crept up by 1. Sports enjoyment doesn't look too bad either. So that's looking good. We should get... Yeah, this thing becomes enormously problematic. I do need to go and have a look. Maybe the mod isn't quite doing what it should be. That's the only mod that I've actually got in place here. Yeah, we're going to run out of fabric yet again. So we should probably start looking at a small little warehouse. So let's quickly see what we can do here. And then just move the warehouse to that. So if we look at like storages, I'm looking something small and efficient. That's not too costly, to be honest. And that's probably about as small as it goes. Unless I do... a similar little one here. What does that one entail? It's very similar in terms of what it's going to cost us to build. If I do that, it's going to look the part a little bit more effectively. And so the question is, I can probably just do it this way. So if we do that, the warehouse doesn't need anything else but power. And what we'll do is we'll get that sorted out there, get that underway. And the other piece that we need to do is the factory connection, which is over here. So let's grab factory connection. Oh, crap. Hang on. Cancel. How did I not get this right? Luckily, that doesn't cost us anything just yet. Let's go back. Get our storage component in here again. If that's the case, I'll just bring it in nice and tight. Like something like this. Let's just do that. We'll see what gets assigned over here. This one we should be able to get roads and paths and probably workers to come and dumpers to come and work on that one. This one is dumpers and roads too, please. Do your thing there, and then on this side of things, we'll need to wait until we get that done. But we're pretty good on our fabrics, but our little truck is not quite hanging on. I thought those volumes are gonna be fine, but we need a bigger truck here. So let's buy ourselves a bigger truck and see what that does for us. Let's get this guy. Yeah, that's the one. Let's get that truck and see. That'll probably help things out a little bit now. And if we get this thing built, we'll do a little bit better of a job there. This is underway, so we should have an extra kindergarten ready to go. These should be under construction. We only have workers here. Oh yes, the next stage of construction is underway. Yeah, this bottleneck here is starting to become a little bit of an issue. What's our income looking like last month? This month, yeah, again, import of vehicles has cost us a little bit this month. Otherwise, our exports is actually maintaining a pretty decent number there. Have we exported any of this stuff is really the question. This guy is going to pick up that, and then hopefully we'll, because this guy's picking up that too, right? We really do need to see some stuff happening. Yeah, this clothing needs to be moved out. That's gonna hopefully help us out a little bit. I know it's not an enormous amount that we're doing, but slow and steady. Slow and steady wins the race. Our population is pretty stagnant now. Small child is the biggest problem. And this government loyalty is holding at 35. Sports enjoyment is pretty good, actually. If all our other stats are looking quite nice. So let's quickly have a look at our population. 55 births, 25 deaths, 5 escapes though. I do wonder about the escapes. If we go back to the prison, did we see any more escapes here this year? I think we're probably sorting that out a little bit. We're slowly growing the population, and there's still plenty of room for people to move into. So let's have a look at where we have adults living with parents. Now that's at least not a situation we're having to deal with. Lifespan, pretty good actually, in the 80s. That's not bad. That's really not bad. Can't visit a doctor. No one is saying they can't visit a doctor. No one has a car. Definitely not. Workers was taking care of their baby yesterday. Yes, so they're all in here. Okay, so when that gets finished, these two will be able to sort out their needs over here. So that's good. I don't mind that too much. Where did we... There used to be one. There still has to be one, right? Where we can find where there's open beds. There it is. 3 flats. 19. Yeah, so people can still come and live over here. For some reason, that's not very popular. Oh, no, 53 over here as well. So no. So there's still plenty of free apartments available for our growing population. Did we see some clothing being exported? What is this guy doing? It is taking some clothing. Oh, and we can start work on this. So let's get our dumpers, cranes, roads and paths and concrete. Yeah, I have beroeped it, but I forgot to. I'm forgetting to use it again. I think we'll have to assign workers here as well. So let's just. Do we need to assign workers there? They won't be able to work through there. So we will. So we are getting workers there. Okay, fine. Then no need for additional workers. So we're just waiting on our resources to come and arrive. Construction should be nicely underway. Absolutely. Waiting on some bricks to come in. Yeah, look. Lots of stuff happening here. We should have... Yeah, look at that. So in the month of July, again, we spent 20. But the export's looking much healthier. And the month of August, I'm thinking that's going to look a little bit better again. Hopefully now that's going to be the case. Only have 3 prisoners over here, so the 3 prison bus is not doing its thing. At least our escapes is not going up anymore. We seem to have a reasonable amount of people working here most of the time, even though now it's pretty low. I'm assuming every time we have a bit of a bump in construction, so we've got 3 different things under construction at the moment, that's drawing in construction workers, which of course is not coming here. Well, there's workers available over here. Let's have another quick look at what's happening with our educated ones. Yes, so we've gone up another 4 educated people this month, or in the last month or so. It's a slow one, but it is going up. We've got plenty of uneducated, but a lot of that could be children. How many children do we have? We've got 415 children. So I would imagine most of that would be children. Lots of births. Yeah, so we're at least, our population is steadily growing. We don't necessarily need to bring in tons more people, but we could. Okay, if we have a quick look at our imports and exports, so what's happened with our export of resources? So we've had a ton of clothing go out for 2,600. So hopefully that will bolster us a little bit. And hopefully our imports... Oh, the one thing we do need to keep an eye on is that number can't go too low. You really need to keep an eye on that so that number doesn't go too low. This construction is underway, waiting on some bricks. Prefab panels. Oh, waiting on some prefab panels. This is going along quite nicely. Waiting on some more bricks here, but that should be built fairly easily. What is this guy bringing in? Let's bring in some meat. That's okay. That's obviously driving around a little bit more than it should. Okay, these guys are coming in. There's plenty of workers coming in here to come and work on the construction. So that's good. That's good. And that connection is done. So really this should be done fairly quickly. Well, it's going to need some steel bricks and boards soon. Just want to make sure that we slowly get everything built. Yeah, we're still waiting on prefab panels, so it must still be a bit of a demand side issue here. Coming to pick some stuff up here. Did we send some more exports? Let's have another look at that. 3 tons of clothing. Excellent. That is starting to look much healthier because we're not sending out steel anymore, but at least 3 tons of clothing is sort of kind of our normal 1 steel load that's gone out there. So hopefully with this in place, we should start running that a little bit better. I could even build another one and we can have 2 of them at some point, which to double up this production, if we think that's going to be a useful thing to do. Here comes the brick deliveries, and there comes the prefab delivery. So that should see this work a little bit quicker and more effective. This is waiting on some more bricks. Hopefully just 1 more load, and then that'll be sorted out. There's plenty of steel around over here, and these are not quite holding. We're now sending more workers this way. So the steel is not quite holding. This is getting way too busy. What is this guy doing? This is dropping off yet another 0.75 tons. You know what? I think I'm going to get rid of this vehicle. So let's sell that vehicle, please. Well, let's wait till it's dropped that off, and then we'll sell the vehicle. I don't want to lose whatever's in it. Come on. This is really slow. This is where a big part of our bottleneck is. But presumably we should be making our way out of this. And people have asked whether there's a separate one. Let's get rid of that. Excellent. And so now we've just got the bigger one that's going to hopefully run everything it needs. And what I will do though is now I'll actually go here and say, well, sell it when it's over 50. So at least we do at least like almost 2 tons at a time. Yeah, I was trying something with a smaller one there, but it was okay. Don't worry about it. More bricks over here. Construction is underway here. We don't need anything just yet, but we're soon gonna need more bricks there. So hopefully the bricks. Yeah, this is I think this is the last bricks for this one. Is it 9.7 tons? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. These are the last bricks. So this one will now finish, and then hopefully there's another brick truck on its way. Yeah, there we go. Another brick truck on its way this way. Excellent. Excellent. Once that thing's done, also is... Oh, that brick truck might be on the way this way. Anyway, this should finish off now. We have workers here. Excellent. Slow growth of the population. Let's go back here, have a look. Yes, another 4 more educated ones. That means, yeah, definitely looking pretty good. We had lots of deaths. Okay, hang on. Is our health... Our health isn't dropping. I was wondering about this pollution, but this is a very low generating pollution facility, and that's why I didn't mind putting it there, but I might not put more in here, though. The deaths is a bit of an issue. Let's have a quick look about our health status here. No, health is not an issue. Health is lowest over here, to be honest. But I think these guys are still recovering. They came in at a very low health because most of them were the third world joinees. And so health, I don't know why we had a lot of deaths, but maybe it was just old age or a sudden little fluke. What we certainly do need to do is probably build an orphanage. Give it a little bit of a rest until we get this building out, and then probably an orphanage, maybe somewhere over here. Let's start looking at it. We can start placing it. We don't necessarily have to. Use it straight away or build it straight away. Is the word. So for children, we've got orphanage. So I would like a very small orphanage. I believe that's the one. I gauge it through the steel usage, by the way. I just have a look at steel. So that orphanage there, it's not that small, to be honest, and but it does go pretty nicely with the. If we mirror it, yeah, that's not really what I'm after. I'm more after this. I wish we could have used. It's not quite what I had in mind here. Alternatively, we could squeeze an orphanage in over here. Let's spin it around. I'm not sure we're actually going to make it fit there. So if we do that way... No, that's not what I'm after either. Oh, actually... That's going to work. We're going to put the orphanage in right over there. It's not going to do great where it's at, but what we'll do is we'll get this done. We'll also need to bring workers in this way. So let's get the dumpers and the workers to come in here and finish off that little path. Okay, so now we've got another kindergarten up and running, and so that should reduce that unemployment due to small child. Yeah, absolutely. That's very low now, so that's looking awesome. This is under construction and underway and probably needs more boards fairly quickly. This construction should be underway. And what's happening with our exports? So in July, we 20,000. It's looking much better. Well, not quite much better yet. We're still needing to export a little bit more. So let's go quickly have a look. It's the end of August. Let's see what's happened with our exports. So 26 tons of steel for 13,000 and 4 tons of clothing for 8,000, which is offsetting a lot of our costs at the moment, I think. So our costs has dropped from 20,000 to say 10,000 a month. let's have a quick look. Can we? I don't think we can look at. Oh, we can. We can set our. We can. So this month is here. Then last month it was a fair bit higher in terms of the resources. And then the month before that would have been June. Okay, so June would have had, yeah, so see that imports was again 33,000. And then if we go to May, to the end of May, what does this look at? 25,000 and 13,000. So yeah, it seems like we've got a pretty consistent, and if we look at this year as a whole, yeah, so obviously our imports have slowly been creeping up, and our exports have been very nominal over that time. Yeah, so very nominal. We really need to get that. But why? No, hang on. Export. This is the export number. So the exports have been, yeah. So that's the one, right? That's the one we're looking at here. So that's been hit and miss. So some months there's been an export, there's been bits of exports there, and others there haven't been. While there's a constant and consistent import that's happening. So that's what we're trying to address here, to be honest. So we do want to slow down the imports of stuff as much as we can, and that's where the next step is to bring in some more of these things. So the export of steel is awesome. That does give us a fair bit of money, and that does reduce our construction cost a lot. But if we can just stabilize this here around the 400 mark, I would be really happy with it. What is this guy actually doing? Install monitoring equipment? Why? We already have installed monitoring equipment. Is it the replacement? How's this looking? And how's our loyalty going? 35, still holding. I'm happy to see that our happiness is at 80. Happiness is looking awesome. What's going on over here? That's slowly coming down, and so we do need to keep an eye on that. Is this almost done? Come on, get this finished, please. We need another load of bricks so that we can start doing bigger quantities, I think. That'll help us out a little bit. So if we have a look at last month, we had, ooh, look at this. We're actually in the green for the time being now. Imports are running out in quickly. But yeah, so 14,000 only in the month of August. If we can, we need to just get that much, much lower. We just need to get a little bit better at that. So the clothing is quite helping us a fair bit. The next thing I could think of, right? We do collect mechanical components for construction, right? If we go here, this is concrete and components. If we go mechanical components, yeah. So we could get our own mechanical components. So let's have a look. If we do the mechanical component factory, oh, we can't do it. Ooh. Oh, we can if we build one of the other ones. 22 to hang on. What does this cost to build? Doesn't actually show us. 35 tons, 956 tons of steel. No, so anyway, what we will be doing is let's start our research. No professors? Come on, that's not right. So what does this do? 700 workdays. This research will allow you to build a factory where you will be able to produce mechanical components. So let's start on that. Drop that down just a little bit. I just want us to make sure that we are actually getting some underway here. Get started on the mechanical component research. That's quite important. So let's get that going. We can see the discoloration there now, so things will be changing. Let's get. What are we waiting on over here? Prefab panels again. They're a bit slow on the prefab panels. Excellent. Now that's going. Now let's limit the amounts of everything here. We don't want any crops or chemicals. We do want fabrics. We probably want the most of that. We don't want any alcohol. We don't want food. We do want clothes. We don't want electronic components. We don't want mechanical components. We don't want plastics. We don't want electronics. Is that it? Yeah, there we go. Now, what we want to do is we want to make sure that there's about... Let's do about 70. No, it's about double, right? So if we do that, 60. Yeah, that seems like a reasonable number. So now we'll be able to store a fair bit of this stuff in here. Now that can continue to go, and what we'll quickly do is we'll fix this thing. I'll go in here. I'm gonna say, guys, instead of actually, let's pause it. I like to pause it when I do the distributions. We'll move this one in, right? From here, you need to unload fabrics for us. Probably no more than 10%, okay? And we'll double check that. And you need to load clothing. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop that one out, okay? So with clothing, when it's more than 50%, no, 10%, not even. 0, you can continuously, no, 10%. And you're going to unload when it is... we want it to go to about the 20% marks, I'm guessing. Let's double check these numbers. So 10% would be 1.8 ton. So probably 20%. And that will be a little bit more as well. That will be 10% of that is 3.7. So it'll be about 1 truckload. Okay, good. That's 20%. Oh, I think I've done that at 40 or something. Let's just go back here. Oh, no, 20%. So let's do 20% and 30%, something like that. Okay, do that. And the other one that I'm thinking of is, instead of going to get it from the clothing factory, I would like you to instead go and grab it here, please. And you will be loading clothing over there. From 0 is fine. If you need it, you get it. There we go. Okay, guys, I'm going to leave it here. We're almost done with this next one. I think we're stable. Our loyalty is definitely stable. Our population needs to grow. So I need to continue building more of these, bringing in more people, getting that birth rate up. And yeah, things are... And I think we're holding stable with our finances now that we've got the clothing going. I think we're going to hold stable with this. So thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed it, please hit that like button. I will see you next time. Bye-bye!